There is only one color. There's only one color, yellow only. It is a $75 hummingbird feeder that looks like a pineapple. And you know what? A pineapple, I believe, is the symbol of hospitality. All right, so yellow only, bee guard, ant moat, and 4 feeding ports. All right, Larry, there's only 600 left in the yellow. These are very popular. Why did she create a pineapple design, which is really fun? I've never seen this.
Hey, and the SpongeBob song keeps going through my mind. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Because it really does look like a pineapple. But Nancy, don't be fooled by this beautiful pineapple shape, because this has so much more. So if you look at the very top, that is actually a bee mode. If you can just kind of turn that down, an ant mode, I'm sorry. If you fill that with water, that is going to stop the ants from coming down into your sweet nectar. These are all hand-blown glass, so no two will be exactly the same. But Nancy, let's go down to the base. The base is made out of polycarbonate, so these will not crack, they will not fall apart. But if you look closely at the little hibiscus flowers, and the red hibiscus flowers, that's what's going to attract the hummingbirds to this feeder. Roxanne has now included bee-proof moats. So the bees will not be able to get into that sweet nectar. The ants will not be able to get into the sweet nectar. But those hummingbirds, yes, they will. And the hummingbirds are actually here already. In fact, I just saw my first one last week. And if you think you don't have hummingbirds, every state has hummingbirds except, are you ready for this? Hawaii. Hawaii is the only state that doesn't.
Because they have enough nature and animals.
They have enough. But if you think you don't, put one of these out and you will get it. And whether this is your first hummingbird feeder, Nancy, or you're adding to your collection, this is just going to add interest with this rich, deep color yellow and that beautiful speckled green top. You are getting the S-hook that you see with it. And Nancy, when you get this home, make sure you look for the S-hook. It's actually on the side packaging. Some people miss it. So make sure you look for that. It's powder coated. It does come with it. It has a perch that goes entirely around the base. So those little hummers can sit down and rest if they want. Because Nancy, they can fly, 25 to 30 miles per hour.
Glass.
They actually flutter their wings 80 times per second, up to 4,800 times per minute. But Nancy, I'm going to take the bottom off of this and just show you. These are going to be so easy for you because look at the size of the hole that you can use to fill it.
It's also
and
glass,
also
right,
clean
Larry?
it. And it's glass, but look how thick that is, Nancy. This is like the size of a soda bottle. That's how thick it is. So you can put this outside, not to worry. You're just going to fill it up and
Larry,
hang it up.
could you give them instructions and recipe for the hummingbird juice?
Well, absolutely, Nancy. I'm glad you asked because we are including Roxanne's nectar recipe, which is just regular sugar, water. You either microwave it or boil it on the stove, let it cool, fill it up. You're getting that with you because you don't want to use the red stuff that will actually harm the hummingbirds. But the base, again, is polycarbonate. You don't want to use metal-based hummingbird feeders. Why? Because think about an 85-degree day, Nancy. A metal base is going to get very hot. And if your little hummer comes up and rests on that, it's going to burn its little feet. Plus the one I'm going to show you, they can rust and just wear out. Look at this hummingbird feeder with the metal base, what happened to it. You don't want one that's plastic because they're going to crack. They are going to mildew. They're going to be hard to clean. You want something
Beautiful.
that's gorgeous.
That's a true color of pineapple. I can't believe yellow's the only one remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
to me,
all other colors gone.
This was the most beautiful.
I know.
Yeah, and it's just faceted glass. So the sun is just going to bounce off this and just make it really pretty. But then Nancy, I don't know if you've ever watched hummingbirds. They are just so magical to watch. And in fact, every summer I have my phone ready. When they fly in, I try to capture them for a picture because they are just so beautiful. So hang these somewhere where you can see them. Hang them in a tree, a shepherd's hook, hang them by your window. And Nancy, I don't know about you. I do not have a gift closet, but at least a couple times during the summer, I invited to someone's house for dinner,
The height.
and everyone brings a bottle of wine. Think if you bring them this one-of-a-kind hummingbird feeder
Glass.
that comes with the hook, it comes with the recipe,
Ant moat.
and and the ant moat, the bee guards. It's something very special.
Yellow is the final color. We are heading to the end of our garden season. There's only 600 remaining. And can I just say, my line producer is so cute. She's so cute.
I would agree on
I love
that.
Jen. I mean, you should hear the sound
do
she
I.
makes. I'm like, she's so cute. The yellow is the pineapple color. Hello. I don't know what other pineapples are blue, but yellow is the color of pineapple. It's the last color remaining. There's only 600 something remaining. Yellow, glass, ant moat from the queen of hummingbird feeders. We had all these other colors. They are all sold out. So obviously very popular. Yellow is the final and the final color and the final quantities in our garden season. Why not get it from the queen of hummingbirds herself, Miss Roxanne De Palma of Ultimate Innovations. Right, Larry?
Absolutely. And Nancy, her love of hummingbirds came from her mother. Her mother, who unfortunately is no longer with us, would sit in Roxanne's backyard and just admire all the hummingbirds that would come in Southern California. And Roxanne started out with a plastic hummingbird feeder that got moldy, that got cracked, that got faded. And she said to her husband, Bob, she's like, you know what? We can make something better. Nancy, these are all hand-blown glass, so no two are going to be alike. And if you actually look to see how hand-blown glass is made, they actually take molten glass and mouth blow them into these shapes. They're little frits of coarsely ground bits of color, especially around the green top, that they use to make that beautiful speckled design. And they even hand design the little glass hook that's on the top. So for this price, you are getting something that you would probably find double the price in maybe a high-end gift shop that you're visiting or a craft store, because these are very well made. And again, you will use these year after year after year because it's made great quality with thick glass, that polycarbonate base that will not crack, it will not fade. You are getting a little cleaning brush with this to keep it clean, so you can just kind of wipe out the bee guards. You're getting the recipe, you're getting the hanging S-hook, and all you have to do is put this out and wait for those little hummers to come and enjoy their feast. One more thing about hummingbirds, Nancy, is they do remember. So I think they will come year after year after year.
All right, we have fewer than 600. It's the final quantities and the final color. But when you want pineapple glass, something that will last and last, plastic on the bottom, there's less than 600 remaining in yellow. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. This is the final quantities and the final color remaining. Okay, on a sale price, so get it before it's gone. And then my girlfriend, Terry Kahn, has a brand new line. This is